I still remember the morning everything changed even though the house looked calm and normal on the surface. I was cleaning Lily's room when the vacuum bumped something under the bed and I reached down expecting dust or an old sock, but instead my hand closed around a small blue notebook with her name written across the front. It was her diary tucked between the mattress and the wall like she needed it close but hidden. When I pulled it out, the cover slipped open on its own and my eyes landed on a sentence that hit me like a physical blow. My name underlined again and again with the words "I hate her" written in heavy sharp strokes. I told myself to close the diary right then, but my hands would not move because for months Lily had been quiet, withdrawn and distant, and suddenly my fear outweighed my guilt. I turned the page with shaking fingers. The first entries were the usual storms of teenage life: boys at school, friend fights, teachers who did not understand her. Then the tone shifted and the room seemed to tilt around me. She wrote about cutting and how she hid the marks where no one would look, and how the sting helped her breathe again when her mind felt too heavy to carry. She wrote that she wondered if anyone would miss her if she vanished. She wrote that her dad might cry but thought I would feel relieved. My heart clenched so hard I could barely breathe. I kept reading because stopping felt more dangerous than continuing. There were poems about disappearing into thin air like a ghost in her own home, unable to scream loud enough for anyone to hear. Some lines matched the sad songs she kept playing behind her locked door, songs I never took the time to understand. I sat on her carpet holding the diary and felt something deep inside collapse under the weight of everything I had missed. Then I reached the part about last year when my sister was diagnosed with cancer and my life became a blur of hospital visits, long phone calls, and endless worry. I thought I was balancing everything. Through Lily's eyes I had vanished. She wrote that I missed her soccer games, that I came home drained and short-tempered, that I always asked about everyone else but never her, that she felt like a shadow trailing behind a mother who had no time left. And then her birthday. She wrote about waiting at the table with the cake she baked herself, hoping I would appear like I promised. But my sister had a complication. I stayed at the hospital and never called. She waited until midnight, then blew out the candles alone. She wrote, "Mom has a new daughter now, she does not need me anymore." I closed the diary, placed it exactly where I found it, and went to my room where I cried until my body shook. I saw all the missing pieces, all the quiet pain, all the signals I ignored. I realized I had almost lost my daughter, not to a sudden tragedy but to a slow, unnoticed fading. That night I told my husband we needed to talk. I did not mention the diary. I just said I knew I had been neglecting Lily and we needed a new plan so I could give her what she needed. He looked relieved, almost grateful, like he had been waiting for this. He hugged me and said thank you, and it felt like a silent warning of how close we had come to losing her. The next day I picked her up from school for a surprise lunch. She looked uncertain, like she expected trouble. We sat in a quiet booth and I told her I missed her and that I wanted to